Representative Scott.
Thank you, Chairman. I don't have a whole lot. I will say that I was on one of our military installations the other day, and speaking about the kind of the width and the depth of the anger that I see out there, and one of the generals suggested to me that they were seeing it in their ranks too, and that I should watch the documentary Social Dilemma and how people are able to use information against us. And so just a suggestion for the committee, and maybe looking for a comment from the people that are presenting, is are we discussing with our soldiers the potential for the use of this information and misinformation through social media to create bias in the ranks or dissent in the ranks of the military? Do you know if we're actually having discussions with our troops on that?
Mr. Scott, I can answer that question. So absolutely, and one of the main pillars that I mentioned in my remarks and that I can go into a little bit more depth on is the force protection concerns that associated with intentional misinformation and disinformation through social media. A critical component of what Secretary of Defense Austin is looking at too is extremism, and a key component of these stand downs that we're all involved in, not just the uniform side, but the civilian side, is looking at the influences from the outside that do contribute to extremism, and as one of your colleagues says, attempts to divide not only the forces, but us as citizens. And I think we look at this through the lens of every soldier is both a citizen and a member of the armed forces, and having to look at both those perspectives is a critical piece as they're looking at social media. And we look to, as much as possible, make them resilient against what we know are concerted efforts to attempt to divide, in some cases drive them to extremism, certainly.
Well, I would finish with this. One is, I think it's been very effective what they're doing, unfortunately. And as this current generation comes out of high school and college, they're the first generation where basically everything they've done has been on the internet. And I think we need to expand beyond the scope of the military and as fast as we can, and advising the American citizens, what is happening with the ability of outside influences who do not like our country to influence our attitudes towards each other in this country, and how damaging it is to us. And with that, Mr. Chairman, I'll yield.
Thank you, Representative Scott.